Hello, how are you doing today? I wish you an amazing day. I want to share with you that you are a genius, you are special, you mean the world, and you are loved. Today's topic is control. Currently, a lot of people could feel powerless, could feel like we don't know where life is going. Our governments may be falling asleep or, will cease to exist. Our financial stability is really being questioned. My sanity might be being questioned. My life purpose. So, I'll share with you that I've had an interesting journey with control. And it all started when I became conscious that I could be conscious. I call this my first awakening, something that we all go through. One day in your life, if it hasn't happened, it will happen, that you will have undeniable truth that you can be conscious. And for me, what happened was really my life didn't change too much for quite some time. I wasn't growing, I was really stagnant. I decided to keep living life through the same means as I've been living. Prior to this, the only way that I knew to reach goals, to mold my life, was through my physical body. I would wake up, go to school, brush my teeth, eat food, and I only thought that if I wanted something in life, I would have to work harder or study more. But in essence, it was all through the body. Your first awakening is going to show you that there's an inner world, that you have a brain, you have thoughts, you can use your imagination. These are all things that to me were and to everyone is always around us, right? Your parents tell you think before you talk, think before you do your actions. We all hear talk about the imagination growing up. At least for me, in my personal experience, I didn't know that the imagination was something that you do, like exactly like coloring a portrait, right? It's something that you do in your internal world. So that was the beginning for me, and I lived it all. I mean, I was 100% under the belief, a strong to the very strong degree, the best way to live was to not have any internal, not accessing my internal faculties consciously. And I shared that. I was like, look, like this is it, and it all made a lot of sense. I mean, if I would read the Bible, um, it would validate the way I was living. That paradigm would validate how I'm processing and contributing to life. If I would watch YouTube videos, I would get the idea like, yeah, you're doing it, like you're amazing. So, fast forward, I did a lot of bad things I shouldn't have done. Why? Simply because I wasn't conscious. I now agree, recognize that if I had been a conscious thinker, I would have told myself no, or at least gave myself other options. Because that paradigm to think by not thinking, it's very limited. It's very much so just two options, and it's really one option. It's to do or not to do, and it doesn't give you too many options in that. Um, so then I just started waking up. One day I started repeating the word love. And in the world I saw that, you have to be at your highest vibration to be able to manifest and so forth. So it's clear that love is the highest vibration, as they say. So I started repeating one word, love, love, love. And I kept living life. I let go of that because, well, quite frankly, and this is very dear to my heart, having this experience made me feel like I was special, made me feel like life is just like on all cylinders for me. And quite frankly, the words of my mentor, I believe them so dearly now. And that mentor is Sadhguru. What he says, human beings do not suffer life. What we suffer is a vivid sense of memory and extraordinary imagination. So if I look back to my life before stepping into the heart to live 100% conscious, to create elevated emotions, that's what I was suffering. I was suffering a vivid sense of memory. I was suffering an extraordinary sense of imagination. I wouldn't go look for a job simply because I would be sitting out at a Starbucks following my unconscious train of thought. So at some point I was like, okay, I have a lot of control. Like my life is just changed, and I've had this huge realization that I can be conscious. I'm an infinite being. Okay, like I thought that was control. And then later on, whenever night after night, nothing was happening, my life was getting worse. I didn't have a job. My parents kicked me to the curb. I was like, well, maybe I don't have as much control as I thought. But that's a very big conundrum if you're not being conscious. So I kept moving. Fast forward, the universe blessed me with the gift of living through the heart. It pushed me into this infinite world where I'm consciously creating an infinite state, and I'm living through the heart. I'm creating elevated emotion. And a lot of people think I'm crazy now, um, because not in a literal sense, but simply because my friends, for example, hey, let's hang out. Okay, well, I can hang out on the second and the fourth of every month. Hey, like, let's go eating. Okay, that's fine. Like, I can go anywhere with you guys. Just remember, I'm vegan. Um, so that's another thing, right? My time is so well organized. I'm talking about from the moment I still have a 9 to 5 job, but from the moment I wake up to where I go to sleep, I'm working 15 hours. I have my 9 to 5. After that, I record videos. I have a side hustle. I have an hour for personal development. I have an hour for research and development. I have an hour to read. I have an hour designated to talk to my partner, to my meditation minutes, right? So every minute of the day, I know what I'm doing. Not only that, I know what I'm gonna dress. I know what I'm gonna eat a week in advance. All of this is a result of living through the heart. So control is a very touchy topic. How much control do we need to control our lives? Well, I'll tell you that you should. But once you've set in place where you're going, let the rest happen. What I'm saying is, I decided what I'm going to do the rest of my life. The rest of my life, I'm going to share with others how to live through the heart to consciously affect their biochemistry. That's my purpose. I decided that. So now everything I do, my emotions, my actions, the people I see, everything is moving in that direction. I am a success by the definitions of Napoleon Hill. His definition of success is Earl Nightingale. His definition of success is having a worthy ideal and moving continuously in that direction. So every video I make, whether I have 1 follower or 100 million, I am a success. And I've decided this by myself. What you should control is what you have power over. And that's your thoughts, your emotional state. If again, what are the words of my mentor Sadhguru? What the human being suffers is a vivid sense of memory and an extraordinary sense of imagination. You start to control those, and your life will fall into place. I was only wanting to control my emotional state by living through the heart, and then all of a sudden my health fell into place, my finances fell into place, my day fell into place, my purpose, my itinerary, my relationships, my family bonds. So control what you can control and let go of everything that you cannot control. And don't think that, oh, well, I can control this person if I beat them up. I was physically abused. I can control this person if I manipulate their perception of how I'm feeling. I lived a very toxic relationship. So if your happiness, if your actions are going to bring someone else's happiness down, you're doing wrong. In my dictionary, you don't have to take it as yours. Another way to see this is Gary Vee, his definition of success. He says, is if your goal is to build the largest building in town, there's two options. You can go and build the biggest building, or B, you can bring down other people's buildings and build a mediocre building. So how do you want to be successful? How do you want to control your life? Are you going to control your life consciously, with love, with happiness? Only control what you can literally do and let go of, manipulating behavior, of damaging other people? How do you want to control your life? The best way that I have found to control my life is to take hold of what I can. Now, I understand that oftentimes we don't believe that we have the power to control our emotional reactions to others. If you are living this way, if you'd like to know how to consciously affect your biochemistry without physical action, then reach out to me. I have built a wonderful group of individuals and I have shared the art of living through the heart. And I want to remind you that we should have control. We should have a direction. All that energy that you have in your mind, in your body, point it in a direction, and that's as much as control as you need, simply knowing where you're going. Now, if someone gets in your way, you're not going to run them over. I ask that you go around them or you let them pass and you keep going. Because remember, you've decided already today where you're going. Let time be time and take as long as it needs to, but you be the best person that you need to be. This is how you're going to best control your life. I hope you've liked this video. I invite you to share this video with your loved ones, with your mastermind group, on your social media accounts, and also comment below, what do you do to control your life? How are you taking the reins of your life and controlling them? And also comment below, what topics would you like for me to cover in the future? I hope to see you in the side of light. Goodbye.